a gine wisne. Bhailing fáilte a chur róg an seo iniu in Austin Buswells in Clr an saharn a quicker way the mí fiáire sa bliain 2015 chun an Party Europe leitiarta a chur láthair sin Fís Nua agus anis bhilm an orlar a thuirta Pat Kavanagh den iad an agad Éireann and san Oltaihan a Marrón.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and we want to welcome you here tonight to the launch of Ireland's newest political party, which is Fís Nua, New Vision. I'd like to start by saying that Fís Nua was born out of an Ireland in crisis. The bank guarantee and NAMA are intended to provide a lifeline to the banks, property developers, politicians and their friends. This is being achieved by the state guaranteeing the international bondholders so that our banks would not go to the wall. The National Assets Management Agency was designed to pay above market values for loan portfolios with the assumption that this would be sufficient to recapitalise the banks. A group of us decided about 9 months ago that this policy was extremely dangerous, and we therefore began the process of organising to reject this bailout strategy and create a new political movement through which people could counter the corruption in Irish politics. Our current crisis was created by a spate of unbridled consumerism on the back of a property boom fuelled by the promise of an ever-rising property prices. Those in a position to do so lessened the financial regulation of checks and balances on the supply of money, and the banks lent as though there was no tomorrow. Loans were secured on flimsy security, and there are numerous examples of corruption and collusion between bankers and property developers and international financial institutions, which led to the effective collapse of our banking system. Now the Irish state has underwritten these banks when the extent of the bank loans is not fully appreciated. Continuing this policy has the potential to bankrupt the state. Did we, the majority of Irish people, create this crisis? No. Okay. Not only is there an alternative policy, but it is also evident that to continue along the path of accepting the bank bailout strategy would lead to the total bankruptcy of the Irish state. Our policy is founded on the need to create a groundswell of public opinion for grassroots democratic reform and to remove the opportunities for widespread corruption within the political system and public life. By reducing TD's pay and unnecessary expenses, limiting public pensions and creating a culture of democratic accountability combined with a mechanism to recall public representatives, we can dig out the roots of corruption and patronage within our political system. We are calling for the incorporation of Whistleblowers' Charter into Irish law as a method to ensure that we develop an early warning system against any potential recurrence of corrupt practices. Why would the removal of this corruption also change the economy of the country? Because it is by pulling together that we can get out of this crisis. It isn't just about banking liquidity. It isn't just about being able to pay the mortgage. It isn't just about the cuts to the health system, the education system, or the introduction of a universal social charge. It is the lack of hope that we all feel. Some of us tasted the good times and they left only a sour taste in our mouths. We need to all pull together to create our jobs, to undermine corruption and to create local democracies. It is the people that will end this crisis. Fís Nua is a federated party. We are an umbrella movement for the layers of community and local activists who know what needs to be done on the ground to regenerate our communities. We need to develop local initiatives, school building programmes, local health centres, and encourage small and cooperative businesses in sustainable and eco-friendly industries. Our new vision is to create a new sustainable economy based on our natural resources, i.e. gas and oil, forestry, agriculture, solar power, wave energy, and to give a voice to local communities in decision making by having the Aarhus Convention, Local Agenda 21, transposed into Irish law. Fís Nua seeks to end the recurring cycle of boom or bust economics for a new economic system. Following an initial period of stabilisation, we would aim for a steady state economy where economic activity serves the needs of society rather than the current unsustainable model where society is shaped according to the fluctuating demands of the economy. Fís Nua is now a registered political party and has been entered on the register of political parties as and from 12 noon yesterday, the 4th of February 2011. We have, however, been refused entry on the register of political parties in force for this election. We are in consultation with our legal team about immediate action on this matter. Fís Nua, New Vision, is aware that another political alliance has announced its intention to call itself New Vision. This alliance does not have an association with Fís Nua and is not registered as a political party. We are in contact with that movement with a view to cooperation and compromise to avoid any possible confusion. We welcome you to our launch today, and I'd like to now introduce you to some of our candidates who will be representing Fís Nua in the Dáil election 2011. Firstly, to my right here we have Clotworthy, who is standing in Dublin South East.
Yeah, my name is Ian. I'm standing in Dublin South East, 4C constituency, and I'm 24. I have a background in the visual arts, and so I have some idea of what to do when you have no money, but you want to do something. And I did my degree back in the boom. I was told there was no limit, do what you want, and we weren't given much guidance on what to do if the grants were running dry. And I think because young people are the first victims of cuts and aren't in the world of employment for the most part, I think my generation will remember these cuts and will seek to end the cycle of boom and bust, as Pat said. And I think a lot of young people who are in the arts especially would have experience of tapping into networks of expertise, which I think was lacking in the cliques of the government we've just seen. So I'd hope to bring these values to the election and to the Dáil. Thank you.
We now have Gerry Kinsella, who's standing in the Clr East constituency.
As Pat said, my name is Gerry Kinsella. I'm 48 years old. My background is small business and sport. In more recent times, I would have been trained as a motion development councillor. I would have great interest in mental health associations, things like that. My thing is I would like to become a community bonding activist, and that is really the ticket that I'm trying to sell to people up with Clr East. And I'm one of only 2 people in the country who's running a DVD no poster campaign, and it seems to be working pretty well. And the feedback I'm getting from the ground is very, very positive. And the package of the independent with no political baggage, with the Fís Nua sustainability ethos, seems to be what everybody's looking for. And I'm really enjoying it.
To my left we have Johnston from Dublin Central.
Hi, I'm standing for Dublin Central with Fís Nua, and this is my first time entering into the political system. I was never really a guy for politics before, but I can't stand any longer to see this country being ruined to the point of despair by the current political elite within the system. My background is I've worked in employment law, I've also worked in community organisations, and I've also done a bit of media, but I'm presenting myself as a man of the people who's suffered under successive destructive governments. Fís Nua appealed to me as a party because it implements a recall system, which I believe firmly in, that we should pull politicians out of their constituencies if they're not performing their duties, along with its steady state economy, and which I do believe is the greater alternative to the current threat that we have of bailing out these banks. Greed got us into this mess. Greed will not get us out of it. Thank you.
Finally, we have Dr. Nutty from Waterford.
Hi there. I'm a 39-year-old teacher and standing in this election for Fís Nua. I've been involved in economics. I've been interested in a new economic system for 15 years, more or less. So for me, this is a culmination of a long journey. but it's also an opportune time to deliver a new message to the nation as well. And we all know that the circumstances we're faced with are dreadful in many respects, but there are positive alternatives out there. And we are determined in Fís Nua to, as well as putting the immediate stabilisation mechanisms of the Irish people, to draw everybody's attention to the steady state economy as well as that possible alternative, as Liam mentioned. We give hope to people, we give an opportunity for people to interact with the political process, and we give an opportunity for them to feel part of something new that they can really come do something. It's fresh, it's positive, it's vision, it's great. Thank you very much.
Then we have Donal O'Riordan from Cork South West.
Hi, I'm Donal O'Riordan. My plan is to present myself as a paper candidate as such in Cork South West. I suppose what got me involved is Ben here mentioned the party to me, and I've been very much, I suppose, what should I say, thinking about the state of the finances of the country for quite a long time. I objected to the original bailout in 2008, and on the grounds that I knew, my gut knew that it just wasn't possible that to underwrite all the loans of the banks. I think it was common knowledge as to the actual quantity of them, even though they've been in a bit of denial about it. I'm of the opinion that the debt-based financial system that is operating throughout the Western world is inherently flawed, and that it just goes through these boom and bust cycles. I'm of the opinion that these cycles are completely unnecessary, and that a steady state economy would replace the need for that, where the governments actually regain control over a country's finances. This idea that the government can do nothing about it, I don't buy that. So I suppose with that in mind, and then ran it by me, I decided I would support Fís Nua, and you know that I feel that the country needs hope more than anything else at this time. So thank you very much.
And finally myself, I'm Councillor Pat Kavanagh, and I'm in the Wicklow Cllr East area. My background is in social care and working with children with disability and in family breakdown situations with the HSE Child Protection team, and I'm now a children's educator and have been for the past 11 years. So my own focus is on the needs of children and what our children need for the future. Our constitution promises to cherish all our children equally, yet those who suffer most are children in poverty, and I want to see an end to that. Our children are our future, they're our hope for the future, and we have to look after them. They're a priority. I also have a firm commitment to environmental issues. I'm involved in environmental campaigns in Wicklow particularly, where I'm a councillor, and have been campaigning for a special immunity area order for the Murrah wetlands to protect that area, to give added protection to that area. I was elected in 2009 as a Green Party candidate. I campaigned within the Green Party against the NAMA legislation and the bank bailouts, because I knew even back then that this was wrong. We managed to swing 30% of the vote against NAMA, but unfortunately it wasn't enough. So I resigned in 2010 on principle from the Green Party, and I am one of the founder members of Fís Nua. I'm very proud to be here today and to hold our certificate of official registration, and I'd like to thank my co-founder members, Charlie Williams, Mary Attenborough, Brendan Kelly and Cordelia Níc Fhearraigh, doing all the work to make this possible. So thank you to them.